money, control, and the trap. Your mother can go to hell with her orders, Jean snapped, her voice trembling with anger. Our savings are ours. She needs to stop sticking her nose in them. She had just thrown a printout of a bank transfer onto the table. Igor stood frozen by the window, not turning around. He already knew what was coming next. Always the same vicious circle. His mother, his wife, the money. Listen, she just wanted to help. Help, Zhan repeated with a dry, bitter laugh. 30,000 rubles taken from our joint account without even asking us for renovations in an apartment we don't even live in. Behind the partition, a dull thud sounded. His mother-in-law, Nina Pavlovna, had obviously heard everything. Ever since she had come to live with them, for just a week, 3 months earlier, their small apartment had turned into a permanent battlefield. Can your mother really go to hell with her decisions? Zhan spat, this time unable to hold back. That money belongs to our family, not hers. Igor finally turned around. His face was pale, closed off, already ready to defend his mother as always. Don't you understand? He said in a low voice. She has problems. Her former business partner is suing her. She needs help. And what about me? Maybe I don't need help. Jean felt anger rising like a black wave in her chest. We've been saving for 3 years to buy our own place. 3 years. I'm working 2 jobs so we can finally move forward. Igor looked up at her. No one forced you. The silence that followed was brutal, like a slap. Zhan stared at him, unable to believe what she had just heard. No one had forced her after everything she had carried, alone, everything she had sacrificed. At that moment, the bedroom door opened slightly and the satisfied face of Nina Pavlovna appeared in the gap, elegant, perfectly groomed, her gaze piercing. She entered the kitchen with that icy confidence she had always possessed. Igoruchka, she said with a falsely maternal sweetness, shall we make some tea? Why so much shouting? Zhanna clenched her teeth. Igoruchka, 40 years old, and his mother still spoke to him as if he were a little boy. Nina Pavlovna. We are having a conversation between ourselves, said Jean, enunciating each word clearly. I can see that, replied the mother-in-law, as she was already putting the kettle on to boil. And surely the whole building can hear it too. Honestly, I don't understand why you're making such a fuss. I took that money as a loan. I'll pay it back in a month. What's the problem? The problem is that you didn't ask. But Igor agreed, she said with a shrug, before taking her favorite cup from the cupboard, as if she were at home. Isn't that right, my son? Igor remained silent. And that silence hurt Jean more than any answer could have. He knew. He was aware. He had given his consent without saying a word to her. You knew? Zhan murmured, looking at her husband. You gave her access to the account and you didn't tell me. She needed help right away, he replied, looking away. And you, would you have made a scene? Of course I would have made a scene. Because that money is ours, for our house. For our future, Nina Pavlovna repeated with a slight smile. Exactly. And what about me? Am I not part of the family? I cook, I wash, I look after the little one, I do everything for you. No one asked you to, Zhan exclaimed. The mother-in-law's eyes immediately hardened. Ah, I see. So, I'm not wanted here, is that it? I didn't say that. You thought it. She straightened up with that stiff and majestic posture she always took whenever she wanted to dominate the room. When you gave birth to Olia, who took care of the baby while you were running from one office to another, who cooked, ironed, cleaned. Me? And now you dare say that I'm meddling in things that are none of my business? Jean closed her eyes. Once again, always the same weapon. The reminder of the debt, the reminder of the help. The reminder of that burden she would be made to carry forever. I am grateful to you for your help, she said, trying to keep her composure. But money, that's something else. Those are our decisions, the ones made by us, the ones who bother you. It's not about the money, the cup for the mother-in-law. It's that you are petty. Then she sat down across from her and calmly set down her cup. Listen to me carefully. I have a plan. We'll renovate the apartment on Sadovaya Street, rent it out, and we'll have a steady income. At least 300,000 rubles a year. We'll share it. Igor immediately looked up. Mom has calculated everything. It's a good investment. Jeanne looked at both of them, and at that very moment, she realized that they had already decided everything without her. They had thought it through, planned, chosen, and she, as always, was only there to accept it. I don't want to rent out an apartment, she said softly. I want us to finally have our own home. Will you get it? Nina Pavlovna replied with a wave of her hand. In a year or two, for now, we have to be practical. Practical, Jean hated that word. In her mother-in-law's mouth, it always meant the same thing. Obey, she grabbed her jacket. I'm leaving. Where to? Igor called out, taking a step toward her. To Diana's. I'll sleep there. Go cry at your friend's place then. Rikana Nina Pavlovna. But the problem will still be here when you come back. Jan turned around on the threshold. Her gaze was burning. You know what? I finally figured you out, Nina Pavlovna. You don't want to help. You want to control. Everyone, all the time. You don't care about our plans, our relationship, our life. What matters to you is that everyone plays by your rules. The mother-in-law's face froze. Watch what you say. No, it's you who should be careful. This apartment is ours. This account is ours. This family is ours. She slammed the door behind her and went down the stairs without waiting for the elevator. Once outside in the icy evening air, she finally stopped. Her heart was beating so hard she felt like it was going to explode. Her phone vibrated.